Right, hey all again, Swishbone here checking back in with another vlog. This time, not going to be talking about gaming. I'm going to be instead talking about music. Now, as someone who was a fellow metal fan from the early 2000s up until around about 2009, having been a past organiser of the independent festival Damnation, I'm someone who is aware of the challenges of putting on bands for a whole weekend. Now, the Sonisphere festival's coming back this year. It's had a year hiatus after failing to really capture the imagination it wanted last year. They wanted to do a new thing when they got Queen to go back to Knebworth House, but they had a singer who was unrelated to the genre, and they also tried to follow the inspired decision of having Bill Bailey as an open-air comedian by using Tim Minchin, who's very much a heads or tails as to which side you fall, whether you like him or not. Definitely didn't really capture the opinions of the crowd. But having taken that year off, they've reassessed things and gone back to what they know, which is the classic summer festival of usually iconic bands at the top, and then an amalgamation of many different acts below. Now, the headliners for Sonisphere are all promising. You've got the Prodigy, who have got a good cross-genre appeal for many, many different areas. You've got Iron Maiden, British stalwarts who are absolute icons, and you've got Metallica, who are coming back doing a special request show. So, in terms of draw, they've definitely got the big bands there, but many people have criticised it, saying that these bands have all recently played and it's not really anything new at the top of the order. And the rest of the bill underneath has got quite a lot of bands who get around and do good tours. Likes of Anthrax are on there, likes of Alice in Chains, new metal rap rock idiots Limp Bizkit. I don't know how they're still flogging that dead horse, but they're back at Knebworth. But also Dream Theater are playing as well, so they bring a bit of prog, bit of that mastery about it. But the biggest news that I've only just seen, is that the Japanese idol metal group Babymetal are coming over. Grab your torch and pitchforks. The ground that was made famous by the likes of The Who and Pink Floyd and Queen and Maiden, Metallica, Rammstein is being invaded by cute girls in dresses who sing to metal music. Oh no! Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic that this opportunity has come out for someone to do that and actually bring them over. I was lucky enough to attend Bono's concert in 2012 in Paris at the Moulin Rouge. Absolutely superb, brilliant show that you can take rock and metal music, cross it with genki Japanese pop music and create a fantastic atmosphere. I know many people who went to see Cute in Paris last year in 2013, and having been to many concerts over in Japan of many other groups, I can tell you the three. It will be amazing that they're coming over. Babymetal, of course, have gained all the press lately because they recently topped I think it was the iTunes chart in the UK for the highest selling heavy metal album. Yeah, that caused quite a stir. And I remember reading a thread on the Download Festival forums, which I got linked to by fans of Babymetal on Facebook, where someone had the temerity to put up this news. And aside from the odd person being ignorant going, ooh, you pedo, and everything else, one of them's 14, and the usual stuff, a lot of people were like, oh my god, what the hell have I just seen? I'm going for a lie down. Why did I like that? And that's exactly the reason I got into Japanese pop music. So it's 2008, 2009, and at that point, metal didn't seem that exciting to me. I just messed around on YouTube and on Dailymotion and everywhere else, typing in random genres, had my mind blown by the likes of Hitomi and Morning Musume and Bono and Kodakumi and Guru Gamesh and everything else. That was it. I'd totally changed genre. I'd switched allegiance and gone 9,000 miles east. But needless to say, I have to say it's brilliant that Babymetal are coming over to the UK. The fact that they're playing at Sonisphere is mental. It's literally like if Ozfest or Lollapalooza or Rock and Ring had the temerity and the balls to book a band like that. It's a massive, massive moment. Whenever these groups have come to Europe and America, they've usually played at either conventions for anime or expos for Asian culture. So like I went to Atlanta, for instance, for Yukikawa in Atlanta, Anime Week in Atlanta there. I know people who went to an anime convention in New Jersey to see Barry's Kobo. I know that Morning Musume themselves played the Japan Expo in Paris in 2010. Aside from a few exceptions like Deer and Grey, they've played Download before, having done a few London gigs and toured. Garugamesh have played places like the Vacuum Festival and also come to England a couple of times. Hangry and Angry did a full European tour, and I think it was 4 or 5 dates in different countries all across. But in general, it's usually one of those, let's go to London, let's go to Paris, you know, one big place and that's it. This is the first time that a proper big event has taken the ball and said, let's go and throw a real curveball and give this group a chance. Babymetal to me are okay. I'm not a fan of them because I find the music doesn't blend both the idol pop genre and the metal genre the way it should. It's good, but it's like if you take, say, a Necrophagist or a Cryptopsy song and then put a singer from like a jazz singer over it. It's like, yeah, it can be quite unusual and a curveball to listen to, but it doesn't make me think that the music was written to be performed that way, and that's the feeling I get out of Babymetal. Whereas if I listen to the likes of Bono, for example, from the Hello Project, I always feel that their music was written specifically with that in mind. It's just a personal thing, and I actually really like the fact that they've had the gall to, like, you know, have little girls doing this, wearing like big flowing dresses and everything. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I love the attitude, and I love the fact that they're willing to take things like, you know, eating chocolate and an alarm in the morning and fusing it with like black metal and doom metal. I think it's great. I love the fact that they bring this energy to that, and I think that's really cool. For those of you who are going to Sonisphere, I won't be one of them because it's only a few weeks after I'm back from the Le Mans 24 hour, and I'll be A, probably still dead, and B, financially dead. But needless to say, for those of you who are going, this group, check them out if you can, because one thing about idol concerts is if any of the core fans of Babymetal go to Sonisphere, and I imagine some will, you will see the difference in the way the crowds act. It's difficult to describe without being there. You can go and watch the odd video on YouTube and you might giggle at it, you know, when people chant and like jump up in the air. But if you're actually at the event and see it around you, it will actually blow your mind. You'll be literally stood there going, what on earth have I walked into? Trust me on this, it's a good experience. And again, if you've got plenty of beer, you'll probably find yourself doing the old along with it and not even realising what you're doing. Trust me, it's got all the theatre that you associate with the likes of an Iron Maiden or a Metallica concert, just in a much more kawaii kind of environment. Ugh, I'm never going to do that again. Never. Ugh. So needless to say, Babymetal at Sonisphere. Total win. And those of you who are going, definitely check them out because they are awesome. And we've seen before that bands can play curveball slots at big festivals. Like, for example, at Download, The Hives and Iggy and the Stooges were booked for the second ever one in 2004, after everyone was saying, "Give us Slayer! Soulful Sepultura!" And they still went over quite well. They still went over perfectly fine. Over at the Vacuum Festival, I just mentioned how like Garugamesh had played there. They've had some real curveball acts. The likes of Electric Eel Shock, they originally wanted The Darkness to play there. So, you know, the fact of the matter is, and also Sonisphere themselves have had some very weird bands in the past. Chaz and Dave, Beyond Again. Maybe they're going for the gimmick of a curveball band, but this is one curveball band you don't want to miss out on if possible. And I will say, that when they Babymetal perform live, they do actually have sometimes a live band performing with them. And that live band has usually been members of the black metal group Catonic. So if you see that band, Catonic, get added to the festival, check out Babymetal, because there's a high chance they'll be doing the backing music for them rather than playing from a backing track. I'll see you all next time.